Hello, my name is Yvonne Staten. I am the daughter of Lily Mims Moody and the late Willie Moody. I have been an employee of the City of Alma for approximately 38 years. I started in 1983 and this July will make 38 years. When I first started, I started in the EMS/Civil Defense department. I had to be certified as an EMT as one of the requirements for the job. Later, I transferred to the water department where I worked for numerous years, and later in that tenure, I started out as deputy clerk for the clerk that was there at that particular time, which was the late Jackie Metters. While working for her, I learned everything I could about her job without being pushy or aggressive. And when she retired in 2010, I put in for her job. I was named clerk in 2011, February 2011, and the vote was 3-2. So it's been an uphill battle all the way to know that even though you had worked in a capacity and everyone wasn't on board as far as you getting that job. Now, when I was in the water department, I felt like it was my duty to help our people. I tried to initiate the policy where people who were having difficulty paying their bills, if it was a high bill, that they could pay partial on that bill and keep their current bill going. It was my idea and it passed with those who were in charge. Also, I initiated the courtesy call. Now, this met with some resistance from our people. They resented the fact that you were calling them, but later on into this day, it is expected. Okay. During the time that I was assisting the clerk, I learned as much as I could with doing my duties as well as participating with her in doing payroll. I wrote up the police tickets and etc. I bring that out to point out to people, no matter how qualified you may be for a job, we as a people have a little more difficulty in advancing than other people. So therefore, I would advise you to be qualified, prepare yourself for a job, and put yourself out there then, because we don't own a whole lot, then it's more difficult for us to advance than other people, and you definitely got to be qualified. Also, I'd like to put out there at this particular time, if there are any blacks who have any degrees in accounting, some business aspect, please come and put in for my job. When I graduated from college, I put in for the banks. I put in for Georgia Power. One bank wrote me back and told me that I was overqualified. One bank I never heard from, and the Georgia Power deal, they said that they had chosen someone else, which was okay, but the custodian at that time advised me that she had seen the tests that were done and that I was the one who made the highest out of all of it, and they had thrown them all in the garbage. So it doesn't matter sometimes how much you know. In this town, sometimes it's rather who you know and the connections. We like to think that things have changed somewhat, but not as much as we would like for them to have been, to be. We are proud to have 2 African Americans on our council. who speak up and speak out. And with me being in the office, I have the opportunity at times to give them a Black perspective, to make sure that Blacks are included. A lot of times when we are overlooked on things, sometimes things are done on the west side that are not done on the east side. So I have that opportunity sometimes to speak up and advise them of this. And with this came age and wisdom, because earlier on I was fiery. But somewhere down the line, through age and time, God gave me wisdom and humility, and to know when to speak and when not to speak. So, my people, prepare yourselves and put yourselves out there, and please don't take no for an answer. Thank you.
My name is Lily Mims. I am the daughter of James Henry Mims and Lily Viola Mims. I attended school in Alma. My first schooling was at the church. In those days, school was taught in the churches. And I attended school at First African. I attended school out at Taylortown. We lived at Geisy, approximately 3 miles from Taylortown. And we had to walk every morning, especially when it was cold. Our feet were cold. And the teacher had to put our feet in cold water and then put it in hot water, warm water. And we'd have to leave school that evening and walk back those 3 miles home. The school bus would pass us. I never wanted the school bus to catch us on the bridge. I don't know why, but they'd always throw spitballs on us. And they'd ride by throwing spitballs, and so I never wanted to be caught on the bridge. And so I'd outrun the school bus across the bridge. And when we moved here to Alma, we finally got a school, and I finished high school here and Baxley. My last, the 12th grade, I finished in Baxley. And I remember when, in the 60s, when we went to vote the first time, we were allowed to vote. And some of the older folks, Sister Dean was in the group, my mother, and Miss Cora Jones, and a lot of the citizens. We all gathered up, and I was not of age to vote, but my mother took me. And first we went to the city hall. They told us we had to go to the courthouse. Then from the courthouse, they told us we had to go somewhere else, and we went somewhere else. And then they told us we had to go somewhere else, and we just kept walking that day trying to find where to vote. And we could not find it. We never got to vote. And I'm so proud now that I can vote. I haven't missed it since I became of age. And I was in service a short period of time. And I came back home, and I worked in the Model City program. And We did ceramics, and we helped the elderly and the disabled. We with whatever they had to do. And a little boy named Leon, he was kind of rough and couldn't go to school with the rest of the little children. So they allowed me to go. He cried so. And I found out that he wanted to go to school. And I asked them to let me go with them a while. And they did. And finally, he got where he could stay at school by himself and didn't get in trouble. And we taught ceramics. Also, and a lot of the pieces may be in somebody's house now that I helped finish up. They always wanted me to help them finish up their pieces, and I enjoyed it. And I've always been an advocate for young people. I love to tell them about Jesus and what he's done for us. And I love to tell them, you know, that you can be the best that you can be. Because if you want to be somebody, you can. All you got to do is try, put forth the effort. And I always told them about getting an education, because we could not read and write. We were not allowed to do these things. And I always wanted my people to be able to read and write. My mother, she only had a 3rd grade education, but she could write with both hands. And she could write better, do better than some of the children that were doing. And I always wanted them. I would talk to them about it. Sometimes I'd make them mad about it. But I talked to them right on that you need your education. And while you get your education, get you a little bit of law too. Because you're going to need that. Because you're going to pay the penalty where somebody else got by.
My name is Linda Moody Staten. I'm the daughter of Lily Mims Moody and the late Willie Moody. I attended the old Alma High School, and our class was the first class to integrate in 6th grade to the Bacon County Elementary School. I attended South Georgia College, Georgia Southern, and graduated from West Georgia College. In my earlier years, my mother, she worked at various churches, and my aunt was a beautician, and she also cleaned at the old Satilla Rural Lakewood building, where we went and helped her clean, empty trash, and we would clean the glass doors. And when I graduated, I went to Satilla and applied. And I was told that they didn't think I would stay there because of the education I had. They thought that I would use it as a stepping stone. But L.W. Taylor, he stood up and said that he thought I would stay there because of the family ties that I had. So I was hired as the first black woman consumer accountant in the office, and the Lord blessed me to get the job, and I'm so thankful for it. So I encourage any young person, if they have a dream and they just keep pursuing it. But first, get the education to back up wherever it is that you want to do. But don't stop there, and don't stop just because they tell you one thing. Keep pursuing, and eventually everything work out.
My name is James E. Dean. I'm a graduate of the Alma High School, Alma, Georgia. I received a bachelor's degree in biology from Savannah State College, a master's degree in school administration from Indiana University, and an education specialist degree in educational leadership from Georgia Southern College. For 32 years, I worked in the Bacon County school system as a teacher, a basketball coach, and an administrator. In fact, the last 17 of 32 years, I was the assistant superintendent of the Bacon County schools. In the city of Alma general election on November the 4th, 1975, I was elected as the first black member of the Alma City Council, and I served in that position through the year 1983. In the city of Alma election on November the 3rd, 1983, I was elected as the mayor of the city of Alma. I was the first black elected to serve as the mayor of Alma. And in that election, 73% of the registered voters voted. I received 58.3% of the vote compared to my opponent's 41.6%. I was re-elected on 2 additional times and served as mayor of the city of Alma through December 1989. During my administration as mayor, there were several firsts and several accomplishments. Number one, the first inaugural address by the mayor at the beginning of a term was started. The first state of the city address by the mayor was started. There was an increase in establishment of new businesses and new industries, and the expansion of existing businesses and industries during that time. A recognition program for new and expanded businesses and industries was started. The building of the Martin Luther King Jr. Park was completed and dedicated on January 16, 1986. The new Alma-Bacon County Library building was completed and put into operation. The first ever district meeting of the Georgia Municipal Association, of which Alma is a member, was held in Alma. The first ever quarterly meeting of the Georgia Conference of Black Mayors was held in Alma. During that time, several of the dirt streets all over Alma were paved. In fact, all of the dirt streets in the east of Alma were paved. During that time, voter registration and participation were increased, as well as positive attitudes and pride in the city of Alma. The election and appointment of black citizens to boards, commissions, and committees increased. And oh yes, lest I forget, I was on the starting lineup of the boys basketball team of the Alma High School, the then all-black school. And in March of 1956, that team won a state championship. That championship was the first for Alma and Bacon County. The first state championship won by a school in Alma and Bacon County.
I grew up in a home, in a community, and in a church where education was stressed and the importance of acquiring as much knowledge as possible to make ourselves better and our community better. Hi, I'm Stephanie Dean Cooks, and I'm an educator in the Bacon County school system. I attended Savannah State College, Go Tigers. I have an Associates of Arts degree in accounting from South Georgia State College. I have a bachelor's and a master's of middle grades education from Valdosta State University. I also have an education specialist from Valdosta State University in education administration, and I have a doctorate from Walden in education administration. I started teaching in 1992. I taught in 8th grade, and I taught there for 14 years. One of the biggest struggles as a teacher was not only teaching the students the curriculum they needed to know, but trying to give them some life advice that will help them. For example, life is not always fair, and it's our preparation for those things that will make us successful. I also served as an assistant principal for a couple of years, and the struggle there was to help parents understand that when our children do wrong, they do have to be punished. We cannot completely worry about the punishment of all those before that did the same thing or after, but to learn from that mistake, take the punishment, and then don't commit it again. In 2008, I became the first minority principal at Bacon County Middle School. I had many good years as principal, but I also faced challenges. The challenge there was the same for minority parents as non-minority parents. Minority parents needed to understand that just because I was a minority and they would not get away with doing wrong and not trying to get as much knowledge as possible. Likewise, non-minority parents needed to know that I was not going to treat minorities any different than non-minorities. In life, it is not always fair, but it's that preparation that we do. If we want things to change, we have to be mentally, that means get as much knowledge, be it school knowledge, college knowledge, technical knowledge, life knowledge, along with having a spiritual foundation to make a difference in this world. If we do that, then we can make some changes. No, life may not always be fair, but it can be better. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to give a report on me becoming the first black nurse, LPN in Bacon County. I graduated high school in 1953, and I took a correspondence course in nursing because I always wanted to be a nurse. And I applied to the hospital for a job, and they gave me one in 1954 as housekeeper. And I worked in housekeeping for a year, and the administrator saw that I was good with taking care of patients, so he promoted me to nurse's aide. So I worked as a nurse's aide for 10 years at Bacon County Hospital. And then 1966, the government opened up a program for low-income families, which was manpower development, which I was a single-parent family, so I signed up. And the hospital let me work like on weekends and go to school through the middle of, from Monday to Friday. And I completed my course, and I was really glad I did. I graduated from LPN school in Coffee County, Douglas, Georgia. My instructor was Miss Sarah Davenport. And I still had, after I graduated, I still had my job full time. And I worked, I forget just how many more years I did work, but I put in like 34 years at Bacon County Hospital. And I also, in 1974, I took a course they offered a course at Brazeldean Building for the emergency medical technicians. So I took that course and graduated. And I worked with the EMTs until they could, well, it was about 6 or 8 months until they could get a full staff. And then I went from there to the nursing home and worked. And my tenure, as a black LPN, it was really educational to me too, because every day it was something different in the patient care. The patient care never got dull. You always had something new every day to come up that you had to handle. Because one year, I forget what year it was, I was promoted to night shift supervisor. I was in charge of the night shift, and I did that for a long time. And then I worked in the emergency. I worked in the emergency room for a long time, and I also worked in surgery for a long time. And then I started having medical problems, and then I had to quit because them old knees had done wore me out.
My name is Bernita Kennerly Lewis. In 1966, 9 black students ranging from ages 6 through 17 transferred from Alma Elementary and High School to the Bacon County Elementary and High School, making us the first black students to attend all-white schools in Bacon County. Those students were Paula Seabrooks, Kenneth Seabrooks, Quentin Faison, Benny Nell Moore, Charlie Moore, Marilyn Moore, Lonnie Moore, Anita Kennerly Johnson, Bernita Kennerly Lewis. The transition brought many challenges to our lives. My father lost his job due to his decision to offer Anita and I better educational opportunities. It is my opinion that we traded the rich legacy that the all-school black school offered for the opportunity to attend accredited schools which could prepare us for higher education. We all have been successful and productive adults and experienced careers as registered nurses, ordained pastors, educators, parole officers, city council members, and even musicians. We are thankful, grateful, and blessed to be a part of this great legacy. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Andre Brinson. I am the son of Vanilla Brinson and Herman Mosby. I was born and raised in Alma, Georgia. I went from pre-K and graduated high school in 1987. I started my adult career in working at several jobs here in textiles and here and out of town. Eventually I was chosen to be the first male dispatcher / jailer here in Alma. From that position, I was approached by the then police chief and asked that I want to join the police department. Accepted, went through police academy in Tifton, graduated there in 1990, where I started my career in law enforcement. Through the years, I've worked 6 years with the police department in the beginning. Left from there, went to the state patrol, worked 8 years as a radio operator, returned back to Alma, worked another 3 years here at the police department.
Sarah S. Knox is the CEO and founder of Knox Family Healthcare LLC, located at 205 South Wayne Street in Alma, Georgia. She is originally from Alma, Georgia, but resides in Waycross with her husband of 38 years, Elijah. She earned her associate's degree in nursing from South Georgia State College in 1995, an Associate's of Science in Pre-Allied Health from South Georgia State College in 1996, a BSN from Valdosta State University in 1997, MSN from University of Phoenix in 2004, and Postmaster Certification with a concentration on Family Nurse Practitioner from South University in 2016. She is a member of the Sigma Theta Chi International Honor Society of Nursing from 2014 through the present time. This organization is the second largest nursing organization in the world. She is also a member of the American Association of Nurse Practitioners, which is also the certifying board for her Family Nurse Practitioner certification. She was an RN for 21 years, serving several diverse populations prior to obtaining her APRN and Family Nurse Practitioner certification. Her ultimate goals are to get her doctorate in nursing practice and psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner certification dually, and later master in health administration. Sarah Knox. Miss Cora L. Jones is a retired teacher from the Bacon County School System. She is an alumni of Ottawa State College. Her teaching career began in August 1964 at the Alma High School, which was the all-black school. There she was originally signed to teach 6th grade, but her and Mildred Mosby made a switch and she was allowed to teach 3rd grade. During this time, desegregation started and the schools began to integrate. She was one of the first teachers who was sent to the integrated school. When she got there, she was told that she would not be able to teach 3rd grade, but have to teach 6th grade because the parents did not want a black teacher teaching 3rd grade. This was one of her first obstacles. Another obstacle was that everyone wasn't warm and receptive, but she did find a few teachers and lunchroom workers who helped her to make the transition. She taught in 6th grade until 1970 when Principal Aubrey Lee asked her to teach special education. There she found a new love for teaching those who don't learn as quickly as others. This was one of her favorite jobs in the education field. Ms. Jones also served as coordinator for Special Olympics while she was at the Bacon County Elementary School. After retiring from the system, Ms. Jones also went on to teach at the prison. She did this for a while and then retired again. Ms. Cora loves the children. She always has, and she says she will always love the children, and they are the future. Ms. Cora L. Jones.